What if I told you that the entire game of building a company is changing? So fundamentally that the next wave of billion-dollar businesses won't have hundreds of employees, or, even dozens. A pretty radical new idea is taking hold, and it says the number of people you actually need, well, it's a lot smaller than you think. One. Just one. That's the number, the total headcount you might need to build a game-changing, massively profitable company in this new age of AI. So what does that even look like? Well, we're talking about a single person, you, acting as the conductor for a whole orchestra of AI agents that are doing all the heavy lifting. I know, it sounds a little bit like science fiction, but this is a playbook that's being written as we speak. And it all starts with a huge mental shift. This idea right here, it just completely flips the script on what it means to be a founder. Your job isn't to manage people anymore. It's to be the architect. You're building the machine that builds the business. So how do you actually pull this off? It all starts with a new playbook, a completely different way of thinking about growth before you even think about building anything. And this slide just perfectly lays out the difference. The old way, as your revenue went up, so did your team size, and so did the chaos. You were just constantly throwing more people at problems. But the new AI model, it's the exact opposite. You scale with systems, you automate the bottlenecks, and get this, the complexity actually goes down as your revenue goes up. Okay, this brings us to what is maybe the most crucial part of this whole playbook. Because look, the biggest mistake any founder makes is falling in love with the tech and not with the customer's problem. So the goal here is super simple. Get paid before you build a single thing. And here's the process. First, find a real painkiller problem, not just a nice-to-have vitamin. Then, and this is the secret sauce, call at least 10 potential customers, not to sell them anything, but to ask for their advice. See, if you call for advice, you'll end up with a sale. From those conversations, you draft a simple one-page offer, and then you solve their problem manually, completely by hand. Your offer has to be a no-brainer, and it really just boils down to these 5 parts. You start by just mirroring the exact problem they told you they had. Then you give them a crystal clear promise of the transformation they'll get, a timeline, a price, and a guarantee to take away all of their fear. It's a simple document, but it's incredibly powerful. And look, this is not just theory. Take a guy like Matt, the founder of Precision. His super powerful data-driven AI platform, it started as a simple spreadsheet. He manually cleaned the data, he crunched the numbers, and he presented the insights himself to his very first customers. He was literally getting paid to learn every single step of the process. And that is so critical because you can't automate a system you don't deeply understand. All right, so you're getting paid and you're solving the problem by hand. Now it's time to build the first framework of your product. But hang on, we're still not writing any code just yet. The very next step is what we call a clickable prototype. And let's be super clear here. This is a fake solution. It's just a series of images linked together that look and feel like a real product, but it doesn't actually do anything. Its one and only job is to see if your idea makes sense to a customer. Just think of it like the Wizard of Oz method. You're the person behind the curtain, pulling the levers, making it all seem real. The founders of Flowtown did this perfectly. They showed their prototype, got a ton of people to sign up, and then just told everyone the servers were overloaded. Bam! They created a wait list of paying customers before the product even existed. And here's the best parts. Today, this is easier than ever before. You've got tools like Figma, Visly, and UX Pilot that use AI to build these mockups for you. You can literally just describe what you want in plain English, and the AI will generate the screens. It's kind of like magic. The huge takeaway here is you have to get out of the building. Get that prototype in front of real people, record their reactions, watch where they get confused. That feedback is infinitely more valuable than any code you could possibly write sitting in a room by yourself. Okay, once you've proven the idea with the prototype, now you can finally build the real thing, your minimum viable product, or MVP. And the key word here, trust me, is minimum. You are not trying to boil the ocean. I mean, just remember, Facebook started at one college with one feature. Amazon started with just books. When your customers inevitably start asking for new features, just ask yourself one simple question. Will this impact 80% of my users? If the answer is no, write it down, thank them for the idea, and get back to work. All right, you have a real product, you have paying customers. Now we get to the final. And honestly, the most revolutionary step. This is where that vision of a one-person, multi-million-dollar company actually becomes reality. It's all about scaling with AI agents, not people. Your role as the founder just keeps evolving. From 0 to 100 grand, yeah, you're doing pretty much everything. You're just using AI to do it faster. From 100K to a million, you become a systems architect, automating onboarding, support, all your operations. And then, from 1 to 10 million, you start stacking AI agents to run entire workflows. Just imagine an AI agent that handles all new customer support tickets, another one managing marketing, and a third optimizing your finances, all reporting back to you. You only step in when it's absolutely critical. For decades, the way founders kept score, the way they would brag, it was all about team size. Oh, we just hired our 100th employee. That was like a badge of honor. But those days are over. The new metric, the new question that all of us should be asking is this: how much revenue can you generate with the absolute least number of people possible? That is the future of business. It's about getting massive leverage with minimal headcount. And AI, well, AI is the ultimate leverage tool.